let's take a few moments and go over how you should approach writing the essay. Well, this essay, a position paper, like the essay you wrote in the second related issue, should be based on the 5-paragraph template that we have used both in the last one, the last essay, and for the essay we're going to use now. Let's actually take some time and go over the template to see how you should actually organize your thoughts and your writings, and then going about completing the essay. Well, like the essay from the second related issue, this essay should have 5 paragraphs. The first paragraph should be an introduction, and it is basically the beginning of your essay. Here you'll introduce your topic and you'll state your main idea or position or thesis. You do need to have an opening sentence though, some lead-in, perhaps a rhetorical question, a startling fact, a short anecdote, or a surprising statistic, but something that allows you to begin and lead in. Following this, you'll need some form of transitional element, some sentence that will go between your lead-in and your following element, which will be your position. This transitional element, however, needs to have some form of discussion, generally in relation to the context of the issue. Once you've done this, you'll formulate the thesis or main idea, and as we had mentioned in the previous instructional video related to this essay, you'll take the question and turn it into a statement. You'll basically state Canada should or should not, as an independent nation, pursue the ideas of internationalism in its foreign policy. This will serve as your main idea, your position, and your thesis. Once you have stated your thesis, you need to summarize the main supporting points that you're going to use to develop and support this position. So you'll need to articulate 3 main ideas or points, those that will support this position. For example, what is internationalism? You'll need to provide some specific examples. What are Canadian examples of internationalism? And then you'll need to discuss the positive and/or negative aspects of Canada's involvement in internationalism as a means of supporting your position. So here basically is the template that you'll follow. Let's go to the first main body paragraph, which is basically going to revolve around the first main supporting point or idea. You're going to provide 3 pieces of supporting information and detail to develop and illustrate the concept of internationalism. This should be your first task. So first of all, you'll want to come up with a definition of the concept. Then you'll want to provide some examples of internationalism. You can use the sources provided to serve as examples. 2 are positive, 2 are negative. Then you may want to provide some general examples of internationalism that have been used or have been manifested in Canadian foreign policy. Here, basically, is the template that you will use to develop your first main body. Your second main body paragraph will focus on that second supporting point or idea that you summarized in your introduction. You'll provide 3 pieces of supporting information and detail to develop this. And you will look at elements of internationalism in Canadian foreign policy, perhaps international organizations, Canada's involvement in the UN or its involvement in the Arctic Council or in other organizations. Again, Canada's role in the United Nations, Canada's role in the Arctic Council, and other Canadian examples of internationalism, perhaps peacekeeping. Here is the template that you'll use to develop your second main body paragraph. Your third main body paragraph is going to develop that third supporting point or idea. You're going to provide 3 pieces of supporting information and detail to illustrate how elements of internationalism in Canadian foreign policy have either been positive or negative, and as a result Canada should pursue and to what extent or should not pursue internationalism in its foreign policy. You can use sources as a basis of evidence to support your position. Remember, there are 4 sources, and 2 of them are positive and 2 of them are negative. So, Canada's role in the United Nations, has it been positive or negative? The Arctic Council, Canada's role, positive or negative? Peacekeeping missions, Canada's role, has it been positive or negative? The 4 sources certainly provide supporting evidence for both positive and negative aspects of these 3 roles that Canada has been involved in as regards internationalism. Certainly you can and should use other forms and other pieces of information based on information and knowledge you have gained and gathered from the third related issue. Here is the third main body paragraph template, and it's what you will use to develop the third main body of your essay. Your conclusion is basically the end of your essay. It's the last paragraph. Here, you'll restate your main idea. You'll re-summarize your 3 main supporting points. And you'll provide some powerful closing statement to show that you have summed up and ended your essay. Here is a template you will utilize to develop your conclusion. You see by looking at the template that we have reviewed in this PowerPoint that there are 5 main body paragraphs. You should follow this very closely. You do not, if you wish, have to utilize the information, 3 main points that I have provided, and you can, if you want, use information that you have gained or have found. However, utilizing the information presented and utilizing the template will be the easiest way for you to complete the essay. Now that we've gone through this, you should begin. Good luck.